fair-skinned Asian. It's awesome. Adults just shouldn't be doing duck lips ever for any reason. Hey everyone, Mary from Daisyhead by Mary here again, and I want to share with you another haul because I have so many haul videos to share with you guys. As I mentioned in my last video about City Color Cosmetics, I bought so much stuff and I'm really excited to tell you guys all about it. And what's really fun is I received almost all of the packages on the same day, so it was kind of like Christmas.
It was a lot like Christmas.
And my husband was just like, so are you gonna hang out with your makeup for a little while? And I was like, yes, I am. I need to swatch and do Snapchats and post about it. And he's like, okay, I'm just gonna go play some video games. So he played video games while I played with all my new makeup, and it was just the greatest evening of my life. I don't know. It was just so fun. So anyways, today I wanted to talk to you about LA Girl Cosmetics, and they have become such a hot commodity brand. I love it because they are cruelty-free, they're a drugstore brand, which means that they're lower price, but the quality is really outrageous. They are so good, and honestly, when I've been using the products that I've purchased, I don't feel like I'm using drugstore makeup at all. It feels like high-end on a lot of levels, so I'm really excited to just kind of dig in and tell you all about it. So I didn't buy a ton from them because there were just some really specific items that I wanted to purchase. If you follow my blog, information down below, then you'll know that I wrote an entire review on the Beauty Brick eyeshadow palette in Ultra, which are their kind of purples and pink tones, and I absolutely loved it. I also have the Nude Palette, which is in my client kit, which is a dupe for the Naked 3, and it is such a great palette. It has become a really well used palette by me. So what I purchased are a bunch of their Pro Conceal. I have heard really good things about these concealers, so I got the Corrector, which I just showed you, and then 4 more Pro Conceal products. I've just heard that they're super blendable, and I was really excited because recently they announced some new colors on their website, and that was really important to me because so many concealers these days are kind of on the darker end, and I feel like for especially fair-skinned individuals, you go to put the concealer on and it's darker than the foundation, but you're like, what am I supposed to do now? I was really excited to see they had some new colors, so I purchased some of those. This I purchased for myself. It is the Pro Conceal Yellow Corrector, and this is just a yellow one. They also have, I believe, a purple one and a green one, but I really just needed help with my under eye circles because you guys know
I'm always talking about them in my videos, I feel like.
So I should probably move on, but I really just have some really dark under eye circles, especially when I'm tired, and I wanted to have something that would work because I felt like even my foundation and concealer weren't quite doing the job. Even though it's a tube, it has a brush applicator, and I love that because I feel like you're getting more precision when you're applying them, but you're also getting the perfect amount, so you're not just glopping it all over your face. So I'm just gonna do a little squeeze and just show you. Oh, that was a lot. I got really overzealous, so this is gonna be the biggest swatch ever. That's cool. I've just got some extra on the brush for tomorrow, I guess. But this is the Yellow Corrector. Now, because I have yellow undertones in my skin, it's not going to show up as yellow as on other people. But what I do like about this is that it's not crazy yellow, because I feel like some of the yellow correctors are too bright, and this one has very pale orange undertone to it, so it's a little bit more natural, blends into the skin a little bit better. I've been using it for the past few days, and I have seen a difference in my under eye circles. I feel like they are less noticeable. It's just still a really creamy product, and so it blends out really nicely, so you're not getting like a really thick product. As I mentioned in the past, I use Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. It's one of my favorite concealers, if not my most favorite concealer, but it's a very thick concealer, so if you use too much of it, it can look a little bit cakey. So I like to use this underneath my foundation, and then I do top it off with a little bit of that Radiant creamy concealer, but I don't have to use nearly as much. I do have a little bit of creasing. I'm just gonna be honest right now. This does crease pretty badly, and I haven't found a powder yet that has really combated that very well. I'm also kind of finding that a lot of products I use are that way, and I'm thinking maybe I just need to accept it and deal with it and move on, because who is ever getting this close to me? This is the creepiest thing I ever did. Anyways, no one's really that close to me, and even my husband doesn't really notice that my makeup is creasing, so if he's not noticing, then, like, really, who is? Anyways, the other concealers I purchased, and I'm not going to swatch them for you because they are for my client kit, and I just don't feel like it's super sanitary to just be swatching them on my hand, but I will show you. This is the lightest shade available, and it's Porcelain, and again, it has that same, this is what the brush applicator looks like when it's not totally gross and nasty, so it's just a really clean white brush applicator. So this is Porcelain, it's the lightest shade, and it's new. The next one is Natural, and I believe that Natural is new as well. Porcelain, I guess, actually has a little bit more of a yellow undertone to it, and the Natural has a little bit more of a pink undertone, so I wanted to make sure that I had something for everyone. And then the next two are a little bit darker. This one is Light Ivory, and this one has a kind of yellow undertone to it as well. And then this one is Classic Ivory, and this has a pink undertone to it. I don't know. People might like look at these and completely disagree with me, but that's just really what I'm seeing. I just want to make sure that I've got something that will look great on everyone, and I really love the color selection. I will say that the Light Ivory and the Classic Ivory were darker than I was expecting, but a lot of times when you have concealers, once you blend them out, they do tend to look a little bit lighter on the skin than when you just initially squeeze them out. So I'm not going to just write them off quite yet, but they are a little bit darker, and my assumption is that I am going to be using these two, the Porcelain and the Natural, the absolute most in my kit, because for whatever reason, a lot of clients I have are just super, super fair-skinned.
Which is fine. It's cool to be fair-skinned.
I'm a fair-skinned Asian. It's awesome. And then the next two items I purchased.
I just need to have a minute.
These are their new matte flat finish pigment glosses. But basically these are liquid lipsticks that dry to a matte finish and are long wear. So the two colors I purchased, and I wanted to kind of buy them all, but I purchased these because I follow Dupe That. I've mentioned them in videos before on Instagram, and these two are two of the most perfect dupes I have ever seen in my life. So this is Tulle, and that's how it looks. It is a fun, bright pink with a little bit of a lavender undertone to it. I will swatch it out for you. This is how it looks. Such a fun color, and this is an identical dupe to Anastasia Beverly Hills Party Pink. They look identical. The finish is exactly the same. I mean, everything about them is identical. If you put them side by side, and if you look up Dupe That on their website or on Instagram, you'll see it. You won't be able to tell a difference at all, swatched or on the lips. And then the other one I bought is Instinct, and I was really excited about getting this one because it is an excellent dupe, again, identical to Anastasia Beverly Hills Spicy. So it's a red, but it has some really nice orange, bright undertones to it. So if you are a cooler skin tone, this is probably going to look a little bit cray-cray on you, but otherwise, this is such an awesome red. It's one I'm wearing right now on my lips, and I love this bold statement that it makes, but it doesn't just look like any other red lipstick that you could buy. And I know that's the thing about red lipsticks, right, is that you buy like 10 of them, but then you find out that like 7 of them look the same, and I feel like this one looks just really different. The pigmentation of these is crazy. I mean, I will even, so you can see it on screen, I will do one swipe for you just so you can see how dark it is with one swipe. So that is one swipe. So pigmented. They go onto the lips really well. I feel like Instinct is a little bit more pigmented than the Tulle. From what I understand, the formulation isn't really consistent among all of the shades. And because this is a new product that they just released, they probably will work on that. And my assumption is that at some point they will all be really, really similar. But these two, the pigmentation and the consistency, the formulation is awesome. I wore this the other day for several hours. I wanted to see how long it lasted on the lips, how well it held up. Put it on, it dries pretty quickly. The tackiness is very, very minimal. Anyway, so I wore it the other day for a few hours. I ate dinner. We had salad for dinner with like a cream dressing.
I don't know, this might be like too much weird stuff that I'm telling you, but I'm just mostly telling you just so you know like kind of what was happening around my lips.
I ate the salad normally, like I didn't do anything weird, like I didn't do like the Kardashian salad bites. I was just eating like a normal person. I was drinking lots of water, and by the end of the day, but when I took it off at night, there was just the slightest amount along the very inside of my lips that was gone. I mean, such a slight amount. So literally the only way you would be able to tell that it was missing is if I walked up to you and did the duck lips to you.
Which I don't do because I am a normal person.
And also I'm 31, and adults just shouldn't be doing duck lips ever for any reason. Anyways, so I drank water, ate, hung out, talked with my husband, and it barely came off at all. But, and this for me is a huge plus, it was still easy to take off at the end of the day. I hate it when I buy a long wear product and then I try to remove it and it's like, oh, I'm going to be wearing this into tomorrow, I see. They come off with waterproof makeup remover pretty easily. If you already have exfoliated and hydrated your lips, then you don't really have to worry about it getting all over or staining anything. And so I really, really appreciate that I can take them off with normal makeup remover, not a ton of scrubbing, and that the next morning I'm not going to still have remnants of whatever color I wore the day before. So that for me was a huge plus. The other thing that I think is really great about these is look at the size of this tube. Like, this is big. This is really big. You're getting 5 milligrams of product in here, and that's huge. If we want to compare it to ye old Sharpie, this is a lot of stuff. That's a lot of lip product you're getting. And these babies are like $5 or $6 a piece.
I really need to look up this stuff online before I film my videos so I can tell you.
But I will put all that information down below. I don't own any of the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipsticks yet.
Part of that is because I'm super lame.
But also part of it is because I've heard kind of mixed reviews from people. A lot of people are raving about the colors, but not really enjoying the formulations. The formulation of these is perfect. I know you guys all know how much I love my NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams, and I thought for such a long time that nothing was ever going to surpass them. But these have. These have totally surpassed that for me. Totally and completely. They last longer. They're more pigmented. This isn't saying that I don't love my NYX, but I'm just going to say if you want a matte product that is going to literally last you all day long through a hurricane and has an incredible color payoff, these are it. If you were to only buy one thing from LA Girl Cosmetics, I would absolutely say that you need to get yourself matte, flat, finish, pigment glosses. Woo! So long. Because they're so good, and they really are just some of the best lip products I believe on the market today. I was just really excited to finally try them out and then to find out that they're as good as they are. I unfortunately had to purchase them online. You can buy them at drugstore.com or on the LA Girl Cosmetics website, which is lagirlusa.com. I'll make sure to put all that information down below in the information bar. From what I understand, you can purchase them at some drugstores, but there just aren't any near my house in my state that are selling them, so that's why I ordered them online. Anyways, that is my haul from LA Girl Cosmetics. I'm digging it, and I love that they're cruelty-free, so I think that you should check them out for sure. Anyways, stay tuned for even more haul videos. I've got, oh guys, I just bought so much, and it's bad, but it's so good. Click the subscribe button. Make sure that you're following me on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure that you are just my best friend on all of the social media platforms. And then also make sure you're following me on Snapchat. It's Foodie521. I'm always putting on little videos and quick sneak peeks of items that I purchased before I get them up on YouTube that I'm not necessarily putting on Instagram. A lot of stuff that I'm putting on Snapchat isn't going on Instagram, so definitely follow me there as well. I am getting a much better handle on how Snapchat works. Guys, I'm like so old. All of this newfangled stuff, social media, it's confusing for us old folk. Anyways, thanks so much guys. I hope you enjoyed it and have a great day. Love ya! I just dropped a whole bunch of stuff. It just all fell on the ground. Oh, I'm gonna drop this one too. Okay. I tried. So, okay. Slow down, Mary. I'm just so excited to tell you all about this that I'm getting ahead of myself. Super thirsty. Oh, I'm gonna take a drink. That's nice.